This is a truth that hospitals and pharmaceutical companies will never tell you first. Diabetes isn't solved by simply lowering your blood sugar. I have personally witnessed cases where patients who hadn't seen any improvement after more than 20 years on medication lowered their blood sugar to 80 and even healed their damaged pancreas with just one simple, weekly vegetable habit. When you picture an 84-year-old man, what comes to mind? Do you see someone dependent on a wheelchair? A person whose life is defined by the handful of pills they take each day, or perhaps someone living out their days in a nursing home? Well, I am 84 years old, and I still wake up at 5 a.m. every morning to head to my research laboratory. I still see patients 3 times a week. Does that sound hard to believe? My secret lies in a simple yet powerful force: nature. Perhaps there are those among you right now who are suffering from diabetes, or maybe you have a loved one who is. I hope that my story today can offer a small spark of hope, the hope that you can be liberated from the pain of diabetes and reclaim a life of vibrant health. My name is Dr. Alan Robertson, and I am an 84-year-old integrative medicine physician. For decades, I have dedicated my life to researching the intersection of Western and Eastern medicine, diet therapy, and lifestyle habits. I have walked the path to recovery with thousands of patients suffering from chronic diseases. Most importantly, I myself was diagnosed with pre-diabetes 30 years ago, and I have managed my blood sugar without medication, using only diet therapy, ever since. My own journey with this disease began when I was 54. It was the ultimate irony. A doctor who spent his life studying diabetes had now become a patient. My first instinct, of course, was to follow the conventional path. I was prescribed medication, and I took it diligently. But after 3 years, my blood sugar levels hadn't improved one bit. In fact, new problems were emerging. My kidney function began to decline, and I started experiencing complications like blurred vision. It was then that I had a profound realization. The medication was only masking the symptoms. It was a bandage, not a cure. It was doing nothing to address the fundamental reason my body was failing. I needed to understand why. Why was my pancreas unable to produce insulin properly? Why were my cells becoming resistant to the insulin it did produce? I had to find the root cause, and I found the answer. It wasn't in a pill bottle or a sterile lab. It was in nature. Have you ever had the experience of taking medication for years, only to feel like you're not getting any healthier? Are you tired of a life dependent on prescriptions? Do you want to experience true, lasting recovery? Carrots, beets, cucumbers, celery, cabbage, broccoli, bitter melon, and lemon. These ordinary vegetables, which may already be sitting in your refrigerator, hold the power to change everything. A single glass of detoxifying juice a day, made from these ingredients, can reactivate your pancreas and fundamentally alter the course of your diabetes. Why not start today? Why not try 1 glass on an empty stomach? The secret to how I conquered my own battle with diabetes was shockingly simple. It was found in a glass of raw juice, made from the most common of vegetables. At first, I was as skeptical as anyone, but as a researcher who had studied both traditional medicine and modern nutrition, I understood the science. I knew the specific compounds these vegetables contained and had a theoretical understanding of how they could interact with my body. That knowledge gave me the confidence to try. The results were astonishing. In just 2 weeks, my fasting morning blood sugar dropped from 160 to 120. 3 months later, it was down to 95. Now, 30 years have passed. I take no medication. I maintain a normal blood sugar range with nothing more than this daily vegetable juice. Today, I want to share that secret with you. This is the most important part of our conversation, so I encourage you to listen carefully until the end to grasp the full context. I want to share with you the key to resolving diabetes from its very roots, the foundation of true diabetic recovery. Have you been led to believe that a diabetes diagnosis means a lifetime of medication, or that the devastating complications blindness, kidney failure, amputation are an unavoidable fate? For the next few minutes, I want you to set aside those beliefs. I am about to share the culmination of 30 years of research and clinical practice. The healing power of 8 specific vegetables that lie at the heart of my diabetes recovery program. We will explore the unique properties of each one, how to use them effectively, and the real-life stories of people just like you who have transformed their health. The purifier. Carrot. The core benefit: blood purification and pancreatic restoration. The humble carrot is a powerhouse of nutrients, but 2, in particular, are critical for diabetics: beta-carotene and calcium. The blood of most diabetic patients is highly acidic. This acidic environment is toxic to the delicate cells of the pancreas, impeding their ability to produce insulin. Carrots work as a natural alkalizing agent. The beta-carotene and potent minerals help neutralize this acidity, creating an environment where pancreatic cells can finally breathe. This process allows oxygen and vital nutrients to reach the pancreas, helping to repair damage and restore its natural function. Furthermore, the abundant dietary fiber in carrots plays a crucial role in blood sugar management. It slows down the absorption of sugar from your digestive tract, preventing the dangerous, sharp spikes in glucose that occur after meals. It acts as a buffer, giving your body a chance to manage the influx of sugar more effectively. A story of hope. Michael Johnson. Let me tell you about Michael Johnson, a 76-year-old man who came to my clinic in despair. Michael's fasting blood sugar was a staggering 390. For over 2 decades, he had been on a cocktail of medications, yet his numbers never stabilized. He was losing hope. I started Michael on a simple regimen: 1 glass of fresh carrot juice every day, on an empty stomach. He was skeptical, but he was also desperate. He followed the protocol religiously. 3 months later, Michael walked into my office, a new man. His fasting blood sugar had dropped to below 90. His doctor, astounded by the results, took him off his diabetes medication entirely. That was 5 years ago. Today, Michael maintains a perfectly normal blood sugar range without any medication. But the benefits didn't stop there. He experienced an unexpected but welcome side effect. His vision, which had been deteriorating for years, began to improve. The high concentration of beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, was healing his eyes. How to use carrots effectively. Dosage. The most effective dose is approximately 160 grams, about 2 medium-sized carrots, juiced. Timing. Drink it on an empty stomach, at least 1 hour before a meal. This ensures maximum absorption of the nutrients without interference from other foods. Preparation. Juicing is the best method. If you don't have a juicer, you can finely grate the carrots and then press them through a cheesecloth to extract the liquid. The key is consistency. It must be a daily ritual. Sourcing. Whenever possible, choose organic carrots. The skin contains a high concentration of nutrients, so you'll want to juice them with the skin on. Just be sure to wash them thoroughly. Important considerations. For patients with high A1C, if your blood sugar levels are very high, start with a smaller amount, perhaps 100 milliliter. Carrots do contain natural sugars, and your body may need time to adapt. If you experience any digestive upset, such as diarrhea, reduce the amount and slowly increase it as your body adjusts. Digestive sensitivity. If you have a sensitive stomach, adding a small slice of fresh ginger to the juice can help soothe the digestive system and reduce any potential bloating. Hypoglycemia. If you are prone to low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, always check your glucose levels before drinking carrot juice. While it helps regulate high blood sugar, you must remain cautious. Think about it. How do you normally consume carrots? As a minor ingredient in a salad, a forgotten side dish. Now that you understand their true potential, isn't it time to make them a centerpiece of your health regimen? The builder. Beet. The core benefit: blood formation and vascular cleansing. Beets are often called a blood builder, and for good reason. They are packed with B vitamins, iron, and cobalt, essential components for red blood cell production. But for diabetics, their true magic lies in their ability to cleanse and repair the vascular system. Diabetes inflicts tremendous damage on the body's smallest blood vessels, the capillaries. This microvascular damage is what leads to some of the most feared complications: neuropathy, nerve damage, retinopathy eye damage, and nephropathy kidney damage. Beets contain a high concentration of nitrates. When you consume them, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator, meaning it relaxes and widens your blood vessels. This improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, and helps to repair the very same damaged capillaries that diabetes attacks. A story of hope. Emily Carter. Emily Carter, a 8-year-old woman, was experiencing the frightening early stages of diabetic complications. She suffered from persistent itchy skin, a classic sign of poor circulation, and chronic anemia, which left her feeling exhausted. We decided to add beet juice to her daily routine. The change was remarkable. Within weeks, her dizziness and fatigue began to fade. The swelling in her ankles, which had been a constant for years, disappeared. Her skin tone improved, and a healthy, rosy color returned to her cheeks. Her friends and family were amazed. After just 1 month, her blood work showed a significant improvement in her red blood cell count. How to use beets effectively. Dosage. Beets are very potent, so you only need a small amount. About 40 grams, a small chunk is sufficient. Preparation. Beets are best juiced in combination with other vegetables. Their strong, earthy flavor can be intense on its own. A classic and highly effective combination is beet and carrot juice. The sweetness of the carrot balances the beet, and their nutritional profiles complement each other perfectly. Added benefit. If you can, juice the beet greens along with the root. The leaves are incredibly rich in folic acid, iron, and vitamin K, providing an extra nutritional boost. Important considerations. Stomach sensitivity. Never drink a large amount of pure beet juice on its own, as it can be harsh on the stomach. Always dilute it with carrot, cucumber, or another milder vegetable juice. Start small. Begin with a very small amount and pay attention to how your body reacts. A harmless side effect. Don't be alarmed if your urine or stool turns a reddish color. This is a completely harmless phenomenon known as beeturia, caused by the natural pigments in the beet. Kidney stones. Beets are high in oxalates, which can contribute to the formation of kidney stones in susceptible individuals. If you have a history of kidney stones, please consult with your doctor before adding beets to your diet. Do you see now? The beet is more than just a salad ingredient. It's a powerful medicinal food. Even if the taste is unfamiliar, isn't it worth trying for the sake of your health? San. The protector. Cucumber. The core benefit. Kidney protection and diuretic action. The kidneys of a diabetic patient are under constant siege. High blood sugar forces them to work overtime to filter excess glucose from the blood, leading to damage and, eventually, failure. The cucumber acts as a gentle, natural protector for these vital organs. Cucumbers are over 95% water, but this is no ordinary water. It's structured, mineral-rich water that is incredibly hydrating at a cellular level. They are also an excellent source of potassium, a mineral that plays a key role in flushing excess sodium and toxins from the body. This natural diuretic effect helps to reduce the workload on the kidneys, improve function, and alleviate edema swelling, a common problem for diabetics. Furthermore, cucumbers contain compounds called sterols, which have been shown to help lower LDL bad cholesterol levels, providing another layer of cardiovascular protection. A story of hope. Sarah Yamada, 59, was trapped in a cycle of diabetic symptoms. Her feet and legs were constantly swollen, making it painful to walk, and she suffered from nocturia, frequent urination at night that robbed her of restful sleep. Sarah began drinking a glass of fresh cucumber juice every morning on an empty stomach. The results were life-changing. Within a few weeks, the number of times she had to get up during the night was cut in half. The painful swelling in her ankles and fingers subsided, making her daily life immensely more comfortable. She told me, with tears in her eyes, that the puffiness around her face had vanished, and she looked in the mirror and saw the person she was years ago. How to use cucumbers effectively. Dosage. Juice about 100 grams. Roughly 1/3 of a large cucumber daily. Preparation. Always juice the cucumber with its skin on. As the skin is a rich source of fiber and minerals, it's most effective when consumed whole, juiced, not chopped or sliced. For a powerful synergistic effect, combine it with carrot and beet juice. Year-round benefit. Cucumber juice is wonderfully refreshing, especially in the summer, but its benefits for the kidneys are needed year-round. Consistent consumption can also lead to clearer, more hydrated skin. Important considerations. Body temperature. In traditional medicine, cucumbers are considered a cooling food. If you tend to feel cold or have weak digestion, you may want to avoid consuming large amounts raw. Adding a small amount of ginger juice can help to warm the mixture and make it easier to digest. Pesticides. Cucumbers are often grown with a high level of pesticides, which they can absorb from the soil. It is crucial to wash them thoroughly. If your budget allows, choosing organic cucumbers is the safest option. How do you typically eat cucumbers? As a simple slice in a salad or a pickle on the side. It's time to see them for what they truly are: a healing beverage and one of the best natural medicines for anyone struggling with swelling and kidney strain. Su. The strengthener. Celery. The core benefit: capillary fortification and osteoporosis prevention. Celery contains a powerful flavonoid called chiamferol, which is a superstar when it comes to vascular health. It works to strengthen the fragile walls of your capillaries, improving circulation, especially to your extremities, the hands and feet. This is critically important for diabetics, who often suffer from poor circulation that leads to numbness, tingling, and a loss of sensation. Celery helps to counteract this directly. In addition, celery is rich in vitamins and minerals that protect nerve endings and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Its unique mineral profile also contributes to bone health, helping to prevent the bone density loss that can be accelerated by diabetes. A story of hope. Susan Bell. Susan Bell was 71 and lived in constant fear. Her diabetes had made her bones brittle, leading to several fractures from minor falls. Compounding this was a persistent, debilitating numbness in her hands and feet. We introduced celery juice, mixed with carrot and apple for taste, into her daily regimen. 1 month later, she reported that the tingling in her fingertips had vanished. But the most significant change was the reduction in the agonizing leg cramps and numbness that had plagued her for over a decade, often waking her from a deep sleep. For the first time in years, she was able to sleep through the night peacefully. A subsequent bone density scan even showed a measurable improvement. How to use celery effectively. Dosage. Use about 60 grams of celery per day. Preparation. It's important to use the stalks, not just the leaves. Celery has a strong, distinct flavor, so it's best mixed with sweeter juices like carrot or apple to make it more palatable. Spring celery is often more tender and has a milder taste and higher nutritional value. Detoxification. Celery is also an excellent detoxifying agent, supporting liver function and helping to cleanse the blood. Important considerations. Hygiene. Because celery is grown in water, there can be a risk of parasites. It's essential to wash it meticulously. Soaking it in a vinegar water solution before juicing is a good precautionary measure. Thyroid conditions. If you have a thyroid disorder, consult your doctor before consuming large amounts of celery. It contains goitrogens, which can potentially interfere with thyroid function in some individuals. Blood thinners. Celery is high in vitamin K, which can affect the efficacy of blood-thinning medications like warfarin. If you are on such medication, it is imperative that you speak with your physician before incorporating celery juice into your diet. Are you one of the many people suffering from numbness or tingling in your hands and feet? If this symptom is disrupting your life, especially your sleep, I urge you to give celery a try. Woo. The anti-inflammatory. Lemon. The core benefit. Vascular inflammation reduction. Vascular inflammation is a silent, destructive force in diabetes. High blood sugar creates a state of chronic inflammation that damages the lining of your arteries, leading to a dangerous buildup of plaque and calcium, a condition known as atherosclerosis. Lemons are one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory agents. They are loaded with organic acids, vitamin C, selenium, and zinc. While lemons are acidic to the taste, they have an alkalizing effect once metabolized in the body. This helps to counteract the systemic acidity that fuels inflammation. By reducing inflammation and helping to prevent calcification, lemons play a major role in preventing the most serious diabetic complications, such as heart attack and stroke. A story of hope. George Takahashi, Liu Shi'ar, was dealing with a constellation of issues. On top of his diabetes, he had high cholesterol and high blood pressure. He suffered from chronic fatigue and had visible puffiness around his eyes, a sign of his body's inflammatory state. George started a simple morning ritual. The juice of one fresh lemon squeezed into a glass of warm water, consumed on an empty stomach. The transformation over the next 6 months was incredible. His blood pressure and cholesterol levels stabilized. His lab reports were undeniable. His cholesterol dropped from 240 to 180, and his hemoglobin A1C, a key marker of long-term blood sugar control, fell from 7.8% to 6.5%. Most noticeably, his chronic fatigue vanished. He felt energetic and vibrant, even in the afternoons. How to use lemons effectively. Dosage: the juice of half to 1 whole lemon per day. Preparation: squeeze the juice into 300 milliliters of warm, not hot water. Drink it slowly on an empty stomach, about an hour before your first meal. Sourcing: opt for organic lemons if possible. If you're using conventional lemons, which are often coated in wax, be sure to wash them in hot water to remove the coating before you juice them. Freshness is key. Squeeze the lemon juice right before you drink it. Pre-squeezing and storing it causes a rapid loss of vital nutrients. Important considerations. Stomach acidity: if you suffer from heartburn or acid reflux, start with a more diluted ratio, e.g., a quarter of a lemon in a full glass of water, and gradually increase the concentration as your stomach adapts. Kidney issues: for those with pre-existing kidney disease, excessive lemon juice consumption can affect mineral balance. It's best to consume it in moderation. Dental health: the citric acid in lemon juice can erode tooth enamel over time. To protect your teeth, drink the lemon water through a straw, and rinse your mouth with plain water afterward. Do you relegate lemons to being just a garnish for your food or drink? What if you started your day with a glass of lemon water? I highly recommend this simple practice for anyone battling fatigue and inflammatory conditions. Lu, the soother. Cabbage: the core benefit, pancreatic inflammation relief, and insulin sensitivity improvement. At the very heart of diabetes lies a twofold problem: chronic inflammation of the pancreas and the resistance of your body's cells to insulin. Cabbage is unique in its ability to address both of these core issues simultaneously. Cabbage is rich in compounds like glucosinolates, vitamin U, and sulforaphane. These substances work together to powerfully suppress inflammation within the pancreas, giving it a chance to heal. At the same time, they help to improve the sensitivity of your cell's insulin receptors. Think of it like cleaning a rusty lock so the key insulin can finally work properly. The vitamin U in cabbage is particularly noteworthy for its ability to protect and heal the mucosal lining of the digestive tract, making it an excellent remedy for anyone with stomach issues. A story of hope. Kenji Inoue. Kenji Inoue, a 64-year-old man, struggled with massive post-meal blood sugar spikes, often reaching as high as 250. This was accompanied by chronic indigestion and heartburn. Kenji began drinking a small glass of fresh cabbage juice 30 minutes before each meal. Within 2 months, his post-meal blood sugar readings had dropped to a much safer 140, and, as a bonus, his indigestion and heartburn dramatically improved, so much so that he was able to cut his acid reflux medication in half. How to use cabbage effectively. Dosage: juice approximately 150 grams of cabbage daily. Timing: to specifically target post-meal blood sugar spikes, drink the juice about 30 minutes before you eat. Preparation: organic cabbage is preferable. The inner leaves are often more nutrient-dense, so use a good mix of both inner and outer leaves when juicing. Cabbage juice has a very strong flavor. To make it more pleasant, you can juice it with an apple or a carrot, Stomach soother. Drinking cabbage juice on an empty stomach can have a protective effect on the stomach lining. Important considerations. Thyroid hypofunction. If you have hypothyroidism, you should be cautious with long-term, high-dose consumption of raw cabbage. It contains goitrogens. Lightly steaming or boiling the cabbage before consumption can mitigate this effect. Gas and bloating. Cabbage can cause gas and bloating in some individuals, especially at first. Start with a very small amount and gradually increase the dosage as your digestive system gets used to it. It's clear that cabbage is far more than just a simple salad ingredient. It can be a powerful medicine. For anyone dealing with both digestive problems and diabetes, cabbage juice is an absolute must-try. C. The Guardian. Broccoli. The core benefit: insulin resistance improvement and antioxidant protection. Broccoli's superstar compound is sulforaphane. This potent substance helps to blunt blood sugar spikes and, more importantly, reduces the oxidative stress that plagues the cells of a diabetic. Think of oxidative stress as a form of cellular rust. The cells of a diabetic are particularly vulnerable to this damage. Broccoli's powerful antioxidant compounds act as a protective shield, preventing this rust from forming. Furthermore, broccoli is a rich source of chromium, a trace mineral that is essential for proper insulin function. Chromium helps insulin do its job more effectively, further aiding in blood sugar control. A story of hope. Yuko Nakamura. Yuko Nakamura, Wushiba, was fighting a battle on two fronts. She had prediabetes and high blood pressure. She felt trapped. With her health declining and her medication list growing, we made a simple change to her diet. Yuko started eating 100 grams of lightly steamed broccoli with one of her meals every single day. After just 6 weeks, both her blood sugar and her blood pressure had stabilized to the point where her doctor reduced her medication dosages. Her hemoglobin A1C dropped from 7.5% to 6.8%, a result that genuinely surprised her physician. As an added benefit, her cholesterol levels also improved. How to use broccoli effectively. Dosage. Aim for at least 100 grams of broccoli per day, incorporated into a meal. Preparation. The best way to maximize the absorption of sulforaphane is to lightly steam the broccoli. Raw consumption is fine, but steaming for a short period under 3 minutes actually enhances the bioavailability of its key compounds. Overcooking will destroy the nutrients. Use the whole plant. Don't throw away the stalks. The stem is packed with fiber, which is excellent for slowing sugar absorption. Important considerations. Gas. Like cabbage, broccoli can cause gas if you're not used to it. Start with a smaller portion. Thyroid conditions. Broccoli also contains goitrogens, so individuals with thyroid issues should limit their intake to about 100 grams per day. Blood thinners. Broccoli is rich in vitamin K. If you are taking blood-thinning medication, consult your doctor to ensure your intake is consistent and safe. Start thinking of broccoli not as a side dish, but as a daily dose of medicine, especially for those of you managing both diabetes and high blood pressure. Broccoli can be one of the most powerful natural remedies in your arsenal. Ba. The regulator. Bitter melon. The core benefit: insulin secretion promotion and blood sugar lowering. Bitter melon is so effective that it's often referred to as plant insulin. It contains several unique compounds, including charantin, momordicin, and polypeptide P, that directly lower blood glucose levels and support pancreatic function. These compounds work in a way that is remarkably similar to insulin itself. They help your cells take up glucose from the bloodstream for energy, effectively lowering your blood sugar. Charantin, in particular, has also been shown to promote the breakdown of fat, which can aid in weight loss, a critical factor for many type 2 diabetics. A story of hope. Haruko Watanabe. Haruko Watanabe, a 70-year-old woman, had fasting blood sugar levels that were stubbornly stuck above 180. No matter what medication she tried, she felt completely out of control. Haruko started thinly slicing and drying bitter melon to make a tea, which she drank before meals. The effect on her morning blood sugar, the most difficult number to control, was profound. Her fasting levels stabilized around 110. After 3 months of consistent use, her hemoglobin A1C dropped from a dangerous 8.5% to a much healthier 6.5%. Her doctor was speechless. How to use bitter melon effectively. Dosage: 1 to 2 cups of bitter melon tea per day. Preparation: thinly slice 1 bitter melon and let it dry completely. You can then steep the dried slices in hot water to make a tea. You can also purchase pre-dried bitter melon from health food stores. To counteract the intense bitterness, you can add a pinch of cinnamon to the tea, which also has blood sugar lowering properties. Important considerations. Hypoglycemia risk. Bitter melon is extremely potent. If you are already on diabetes medication, especially insulin or sulfonylureas, you must monitor your blood sugar very closely when you start consuming it. Its powerful glucose-lowering effect could lead to hypoglycemia, dangerously low blood sugar. It is absolutely essential to consult with your doctor before starting a NSAID. Pregnancy. Pregnant women should avoid bitter melon, as some of its compounds may induce uterine contractions. Now you understand why it's called plant insulin. For those with diabetes, bitter melon is an incredibly powerful tool that should be used wisely and respectfully. The Symphony of Healing. A summary of nature's prescription. How do you feel after learning about these 8 remarkable vegetables? Let's quickly recap these precious gifts from nature. Carrot. The blood purifier. Rich in beta-carotene and calcium. It alkalizes your blood, allowing your pancreas to heal and receive the oxygen and nutrients it needs. Beet. The vessel builder. Its B vitamins, iron, and nitrates help produce healthy blood and repair the delicate microvessels damaged by diabetes. Cucumber. The kidney protector, a natural diuretic that flushes toxins and reduces the immense strain diabetes places on your kidneys. Celery. The circulation strengthener. Its chimpherol content improves blood flow to your extremities, relieving the numbness and tingling so common in diabetic neuropathy. Lemon. The inflammation quencher, packed with vitamin C and organic acids. It fights the chronic vascular inflammation that leads to heart disease and stroke. Cabbage. The pancreatic soother. Its unique compounds reduce inflammation in the pancreas, while simultaneously improving your cell's sensitivity to insulin. Broccoli. The cellular guardian. Sulforaphane and chromium protect your cells from oxidative damage and help insulin work more efficiently. Bittermelon. The natural regulator. Known as plant insulin, its compounds directly lower blood sugar and support pancreatic function. Do you see the beautiful synergy at play? These vegetables don't just offer a single benefit, they attack diabetes from every conceivable angle. Carrots and cabbage work to restore the pancreas. Beets and celery focus on vascular health. Cucumber protects the kidneys. Lemon quells inflammation. Broccoli guards the cells. And bitter melon directly manages glucose. True recovery only begins when you start addressing the root causes of the disease from multiple directions. Diabetes is not just about lowering a number on a glucometer. It's about healing the pancreas, cleansing the blood vessels, and extinguishing the fires of inflammation throughout your body. Only then can you be truly free. The changes might be small at first. Perhaps you'll wake up feeling a little lighter. Maybe you'll notice your blood sugar numbers are a bit more stable. The evening swelling in your ankles might start to lessen, but these small victories accumulate after 3 months, 6 months, a year. These small steps lead to a profound transformation. You can be free from the fear of complications. You can reclaim a life full of energy and vitality. This moment, right now, is what matters. Don't put it off until tomorrow. Start today with 2 simple things. 1 glass of carrot juice and 1 glass of lemon water an hour before your first meal. Just start there. Experience the changes for yourself after 1 month. Then 2. Gradually, you can add other vegetables to create your own personalized health elixir. Add beets and cucumber for kidney health. Add celery to combat numbness. Use cabbage and broccoli to improve insulin sensitivity. Fortify your juice with bitter melon for direct blood sugar control. When all these natural elements work in harmony, your body will unleash its incredible, innate power to heal itself. This natural prescription won't just help with your diabetes, it will simultaneously improve high blood pressure, heart disease, and kidney conditions. And best of all, there are no side effects. Pharmaceutical drugs always carry a risk, but vegetable juice provides pure, unadulterated nutrition. The small habit you start today will determine the quality of your next 10 or 30 years. You can live to be 100, free from diabetic complications, free from the burden of other diseases, and full of health and vigor. You can enjoy more precious, healthy years with your family. At 84 years old, I am living proof that this method works. You can do it, too. You can face your later years, not with fear and suffering, but with health and vitality. You can live to 100 with a sharp mind and a strong body, surrounded by the people you love. That journey begins today, with your first glass of vegetable juice. In our next discussion, I will reveal the hidden toxic foods that every diabetic must avoid. These are foods that may be on your dinner table right now, secretly worsening your condition. Is your diet healing your pancreas or harming it? I will tell you the truth. I am sincerely rooting for you on your journey to a healthy centenary. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story.